Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to teach you two things to help improve your movement in Apex. So one of the things that I'm going to show you today is called fatigue wall bouncing. I don't see it very often, especially on console, and it's something that you can really implement and do simply. You just got to practice it. Another thing is the ability to wall bounce on anything. So these two things can open up a lot of techniques and a lot of things that you can do in Apex, and I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do them today. The first thing I'm going to introduce is fatigue wall bouncing. So what is fatigue wall bouncing? So basically, when you are jumping and then if you jump right after, you are now in a fatigue state. And what that means is your second jump is not as high. As you can see me spamming jump here, it's not as high as my original jump. So when you're in the fatigue wall jumping state, you're able to bounce off the wall after a climb. And essentially, that's how you get the fatigue wall bounce. So first you want to go ahead and do a normal jump so you can get in the fatigue jumping state, and then when you're about to climb up a wall, once you get the climbing animation, you just press jump again and you can jump off and get a wall bounce. You're in a fatigue state for a couple of seconds, so you can do multiple and chain one after another. Chaining multiple fatigue wall bounces will allow you to do this technique where you can keep shotgunning over walls. To do this, you want to go ahead and fatigue wall bounce, and then when you jump off, you want to go ahead and shoot right away and then hold forward. And then fatigue wall bounce again. Since you just jumped, you're still in the fatigue state, so you can go ahead and walk up to a wall and fatigue wall bounce again. You're in the fatigue state for about 2 seconds every time you jump, so you have time to walk up to walls after you jump. Keep that counter in your mind. The next thing I want us to talk about is wall running while in fatigue state, which allows you to get more air while you're wall bouncing. To do this, you want to go ahead and get into fatigue state, and then once you're in this state, you want to go ahead and instead of wall running up, you want to wall run to the right or to the left. And once you're doing that, you go ahead and jump off and you get more air time than a normal fatigue wall bounce. It takes a lot of practice to get the wall runs down, but once you got it, you're able to fatigue wall bounce off of wall runs and you'll get a lot more air time. So it looks something like this. You're also able to do this technique backwards by wall running backwards. To accomplish this technique, you want to go ahead and look at the wall at an angle, and then wall run to the left or right depending on where you're looking at, and then jumping off the wall. So here I'm wall running to the right. Here's an example how you can use this technique in a gunfight. The next major tip that I want to teach you is how to wall bounce on anything. To do this, instead of holding forward when you're going to go ahead and jump and wall bounce, you're going to go ahead and hold left or right. This is going to go ahead and give you the wall running animation instead of climbing up. When you try to wall bounce on things with sharp edges or low to the ground objects, you end up going ahead and trying to climb it. But if you go ahead and jump towards the object that you're trying to wall bounce in and you hold left or right, you get a climbing animation where you can just jump off of it. To do this technique, you want to go ahead and first get into fatigue state, and then you want to go ahead and jump towards the wall. But again, instead of holding forward, you're going to hold left or right. It doesn't matter. You choose what's best for you. As you can see, I'm slowly wall running before I jump off, and this will allow you to wall bounce on anything. You can wall bounce on literally anything. You don't literally have to be in a fatigue state, but instead of holding forward when you're wall bouncing, just hold left or right. What I like to do after I wall bounce is go ahead and hold forward. But right when I'm about to hit the wall, that's when I'm holding left or right to get this technique down. An area where I like to practice this technique is right here, since a lot of these objects here are very difficult to jump on unless you're using this technique. Alright guys, those were the two major tips that I think that will help improve your game and your movement in Apex, especially on controller and console. So if it helped you out, go ahead and smash that like button or subscribe. I'm definitely going to make some more movement videos to help improve the community, so go ahead and stick around. I'll see you later. Peace.